Hello friends, my name is Ryan. I'm going to tell you a story named The Journalist's Last Story, Exposing Corruption, which is a very amazing story full of twists. So, let's start. On a crisp autumn evening in the bustling city of San Diego, a journalist named Henry sat hunched over his desk. The glow of his laptop screen illuminated his weary face as he sifted through piles of documents. Henry was not your average journalist. He was known for his relentless pursuit of the truth, a trait that had earned him both admiration and enemies. This particular story, however, was different. Henry had stumbled upon a lead that pointed to a massive corruption scandal involving some of the city's most influential figures. Politicians, businessmen, even law enforcement, the web of deceit stretched far and wide. The deeper he dug, the more dangerous it became. That night, as Henry pored over his notes, his phone buzzed. It was an anonymous message: "Stop digging, or you'll regret it." Henry's heart skipped a beat. He had received threats before, but this one felt different. It was direct, chilling, and left no room for interpretation. Despite the unease creeping up his spine, he knew he couldn't back down. This story wasn't just about corruption, it was about justice. The following morning, Henry decided to meet his trusted friend and confidant, Brad Pitt, a tech expert who had helped him crack cases in the past. Brad was skeptical of Henry's decision to pursue the story. "Henry, this isn't just risky, it's suicidal. These people have power beyond your imagination," Brad warned. Henry, however, was resolute. "If I don't expose them, who will? The truth matters, Brad." Reluctantly, Brad agreed to help. Together, they devised a plan to uncover the corruption without exposing Henry prematurely. Brad's role was to hack into secure systems and retrieve evidence, while Henry would piece together the narrative. Days turned into weeks, and the two worked tirelessly. Henry's apartment became a makeshift war room, with maps, photos, and sticky notes plastered across the walls. Every lead they followed seemed to confirm the enormity of the scandal. One night, while Brad was working on decrypting a particularly sensitive file, Henry received another message. This time, it was a video. The footage showed a dark, empty alley. A man's voice echoed through the speakers: "This is your last warning, Henry. Turn back, or you'll end up here." Henry showed the video to Brad, who immediately traced its origin. The sender's location led them to an abandoned warehouse near the city's outskirts. Against Brad's advice, Henry decided to investigate. As Henry approached the warehouse, his pulse quickened. The air was thick with tension, and the only sound was the crunch of gravel beneath his feet. Inside, the place was eerily silent. Dust motes danced in the faint beams of moonlight that filtered through broken windows. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the shadows. It was a woman, Amy, an informant Henry had worked with years ago. She looked disheveled and frightened. "Henry, you shouldn't be here," she whispered. "They're watching you." "Who?" Henry demanded. "Everyone," Amy replied. "The people you're investigating. They know every step you've taken. They sent me here to warn you." Henry's mind raced. If they were tracking his movements, then Brad could be in danger too. He hurried back to his apartment, only to find it ransacked. Brad was gone, and his equipment was smashed to pieces. Desperation set in as Henry searched for clues. Amid the chaos, he found a single USB drive hidden beneath a pile of debris. Plugging it into his laptop, he discovered a folder labeled "The Truth." It contained incriminating evidence against the corrupt network, including emails, financial records, and even surveillance footage. Realizing the magnitude of what he had, Henry knew he had to act quickly. He reached out to Emma, a trusted editor at his news outlet. Emma agreed to publish the story but warned Henry that he needed to disappear until the dust settled. The night before the story was scheduled to go live, Henry received one final message: "You've made your choice. Now face the consequences." Undeterred, Henry spent the night preparing. He packed a bag, wrote a letter to his family, and sent the files to Emma. As the first rays of dawn broke, he left his apartment, knowing he might never return. When the story went live, it sent shockwaves through the city. Protests erupted, officials resigned, and investigations were launched. Henry's work had uncovered the truth, but at a great cost. Months passed, and Henry remained in hiding. His name became synonymous with courage and integrity, but he lived as a shadow of his former self. The price of truth was steep, but he believed it was worth it. And that, my friends, is the story of Henry's last investigation. A tale of bravery, sacrifice, and the relentless pursuit of justice. If you enjoyed this story and want to hear more thrilling tales, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Behind the Tape. Until next time, stay curious and stay safe.